And
Welcome to the cooking show.
what's up, everybody?
What's
We
up?
have Big Lew BBQ. How you
Big
doing,
Lew.
Big Lew?
And
I
things you
am
like to do, right?
Yeah, things I like to do. And I am so glad to be here. Thank y'all for inviting me to this. This is awesome.
It is a
Very, very
pleasure
honored.
and an honor.
Honored to be here.
Awesome.
Big Lou's made it big time.
So
now that I'm on this show.
Yeah. You'll probably start getting TV offers and stuff soon.
That's right. Spotify's going to come knocking on the door. We'll be next door to Joe Rogan.
I just need to know where all the women are at. That's all.
Mine's upstairs above me right now.
I'll be in Joe Rogan's parking lot doing it from our car.
I got that feature turned off now, Doug. See?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh. So no more of that garbage. I got so tired of that.
How'd you get it to turn off?
There's a software you got to download.
Okay.
You can turn it off.
Gotcha.
So just go to Obspot's website. You can download it and
gotcha.
You can get it turned off.
Big Lou's got
Daddy Dutch. Daddy Dutch and Sandy. Hey, Sandy, how are you?
Heck yeah.
There you are.
That's where the women are, and there's Sandy. How about that?
There you go.
Watching.
You asked for women, you got it.
I know.
The shit show delivers.
I got a girlfriend. I need to shut up.
she's gonna come on here. You son of a bitch!
What did I do? I turned my volume down.
So I was watching some of your videos, and I was watching because I bought you peddled that peddler's thing, and I got the country cutter. The country cutter.
So, I really like it. It cuts potatoes and onions great. I've done an apple on it. I tried a bell pepper. That doesn't work. Don't bother a bell pepper because it's got no center core. But the guy was selling them. I thought it was really cool. And I got a cooking show, and I hadn't done a video in a while. And then I was at the festival cooking for the my son's band boosters. He's a senior this year. And I've cooked for we were selling pulled pork sandwiches, and I was there frying up French fries and doing pulled pork French fries and stuff like that at the festival. And I got a little time to walk around during a break, and that guy was there, and I thought it was really cool. And I thought, well, I'll do a video for him. Maybe he'll give me a cut on the price, but he didn't. But I thought it was neat because he hand makes them. It's not something just molded out of plastic and made in a Chinese factory. It's hand carved or hand crafted, I should say. Maybe not hand carved, but handcrafted. And so I thought it was really neat. And I thought he deserved a little attention. So made him a little video. And then I bought one for me and one for my girlfriend. And she and her daughter, they like it a lot too. So
I think he should have gave you a discount on that turd because I went and bought it just because of you. So little cheap bastard.
He had never heard of my little YouTube channel before. I think he got surprised at how many offers he got after I put it on YouTube. Maybe he'll email me. I talked to him, and he's been selling these things since the 80s. And there's a few other videos on YouTube about it besides mine and yours, Ryan. So, but they date back to about 2012 or something, and evidently they were only $30 back then. But price of everything's gone up.
Mine dates back to Friday.
I did some onions and cooked onions last night on my rocket stove with it. And that's a little video short on my channel. I put up this last night or this morning.
The rocket stove is awesome.
Yeah, that rocket stove.
Yeah, how do you like that?
I love it. Absolutely love it. You do have to, you can't paint them because they get so hot down there where the fire is. And it's not that the paint, even the engine paint, it'll hold up to the temps, but the metal will expand a little bit and it chips the paint. So you got to keep it oiled pretty good. Every time I use it, I spray it down with Pam or white corn oil on it or something to keep. And that's mainly just around the fire box where the fire's at. The rest of it does pretty good, holding the seasoning on pretty well. But my cousin makes them, and I saw him at a family reunion about 3 or 4 years ago, and he said he was starting to make them, and he made me one, and I went and got it January of 2024, and real proud to have it. And you know, he didn't say I had to cook on YouTube with it, but I think that was the expectation for him to give me one. Plus, he's my second cousin on my dad's side, but he lives over in Mississippi. About a 4-hour drive for me, but good way to go spend a day. All my relatives are from up that area. It's between Natchez and Brookhaven, Mississippi, is where he makes them at a place called McCall Creek. And if you don't mind me saying, it's Patriot Metalworks and Smokers. So he makes them. And there's another guy that's from Louisiana that lives in Wisconsin that makes them. He sells them all over YouTube and the internet and stuff. His are supposed to be real good quality too. So you can cook anything on it, and well, I mean, you can't like smoke meats on it, but I mean, you can use it to deep fried with it. I've cooked stews and pan fried stuff, and then you can grill with it, and anything in direct grill or anything you can cook in a pot or a skillet or whatever you can cook. So
you can get that thing pretty hot, I guess, if you load it up with wood.
Yeah, it gets pretty hot. It's very efficient, but it does burn small diameter firewood like kindling and twigs from the yard and stuff. So I got 4 or 5 blackjack oaks around my house, and so when a storm knocks a limb down, I'm like, okay, that's free fuel. I've made 5 gallons of jambalaya on it before in a big 20-quart cast iron pot, and 5 gallons of jambalaya is pretty heavy, and the pot weighs 40 pounds itself. I didn't use any propane, you know, so
that's cool.
It's a lot of preppers like them because when the stuff hits the fan type moments, you know, because you can cook with whatever wood you find, and even if it's pine or something, as long as you're cooking in a pot, it's not gonna. Yeah, it's just a heat source. If you're grilling, I want to cook with a hardwood, but you know. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I cook with my Descata on it.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's cool.
And you know, I could use propane too, but it's kind of fun to play with fire. Of course, down here in the summers, lighting the propane grill is a little easier than building a wood fire, you know, in a hot summer. But
yeah,
I love it. I really like using it. It's just you got to. As long as you use it and you keep some oil on it, it'll last you forever. But like with anything that's cast iron, even your Blackstone griddles or carbon steel, neglect is one of the worst enemies you can have to it, you know, because if you don't use it, it's going to rust.
Yeah, griddle will last forever. You know, the burners are protected. It's not like a gas grill where it's getting crap on them, rusting them out. But yeah, take care of them. They'll go for a long time.
Yeah, but you got to use it because that surface will rust over if you neglect it.
Yep.
Let your griddle sit for a year or two, and you'll have to do some sanding on it, you know. So
I had one of my griddles.
It's the best thing you can do for it.
One of my griddles, it sat for 11 months, and I pulled it off. No rust or nothing. Cleaned it and cooked on it.
Oh well, that's awesome. You must have some real good seasoning on it then.
Yeah, I cooked on it a lot, so it had a lot of. I used it for a long time.
Well, we got some folks here, huh? Annie Smoking Pot. Hi, Annie.
Hi, Annie.
Jason Patton says the onion rings were awesome.
I like that name, Jason. Oh, cool. We share one. You
share it. Jason's a follower of mine from Pennsylvania, but he moved to Lafayette, Louisiana. Had a little culture shock. Got us some boudin, and now he actually works at Beth Stop, which is a specialty Cajun meat market. They ship all over the country. You can get Cajun stuffed chickens and all kind of stuff from Beth Stop. I'm gonna give them a plug. So
him and I share the same last name.
Awesome.
Somebody they called the Flat Top Noob is here too.
Yeah, that's me.
They got Smoking Joe's Barbecue Pit. Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. He says
Andy's from here.
Yeah. Andy. Drunken
Hey,
Chef
Smoking Joe, how are you?
We got Carl. Good
to see you, Smoking Joe.
Bob the Builder. Very nice.
Whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Thanks for showing up, folks.
Are you shopping while you're doing the shit show?
Yeah, I am.
Trying to get you a
I
monument?
forgot to get that set up beforehand. Sorry for that.
Well, Rob and I share a first name.
There
sure
you go.
do.
My first name is Rob.
And then Doug just sells insurance with Limo Emu.
It's funny about Big Lou's channel. First, he's very influential, and I don't think he really means to be, because Robert Big Lou has gotten me into the old Smoky, and then boy, I'll tell you, everything he shows on this channel is it's fun. They're unique. I love my old Smoky.
Somebody just subbed to me, so thank you. Man, I'm just a fella having fun with food fire and a phone camera in my backyard. I don't subscribe to TubeBuddy or any of these things about how to advance your YouTube channel. I kind of got talked into doing YouTube. I have fun doing it. I'm a teacher, school teacher by trade. I like showing people stuff, and I'm not a competition guy. I just like to cook, and I just set up my phone camera and then edit everything on my phone camera and upload everything on my phone camera. And I've been doing it since 2016. And
okay. I was going to ask when you started.
People, I started on my birthday, 2016. It was Thanksgiving Day. And we'd gone I'm from East Louisiana originally. I live in West, about a 4.5, 5 hour drive. I live on the Texas border, but I grew up on the Mississippi border. And we went over for the holiday, and we were at my in-laws' house, my sister-in-law's house. And earlier in that week, I'd gone to a Johnny Lee benefit concert. I don't know if y'all know who Johnny Lee is, but he was a country music star back in the 70s, and he did the soundtrack for Urban Cowboy. So anyway, washed up country music singer, but he had a benefit concert for one of the schools where I teach at. And my wife taught there too. And so we were working the concession stand and for this benefit concert, and they had a silent auction because they were trying to raise money. And they had a Weber grill there. And I wound up getting the Weber grill for $50. And so that was the weekend before Thanksgiving. And so on the Monday before Thanksgiving, I'm off work because I'm a school teacher, school that whole week. My daughter, who was about 13 or 14 at the time, decided to come out and film me doing a turkey on it and put it on Facebook Live. And so I was just goofing off and having fun and being silly and with the turkey. And every time we'd go out, she would introduce me and everything. And I've used the name Big Lou for years. It's been my online handle for lots of things for a long time. So she was calling me that. And so I cooked that turkey. And when we got back on Wednesday that week, the night before Thanksgiving, my sister-in-law was telling me how much she enjoyed the show that Hannah was doing and how funny it was on Facebook. And other people were saying, you need a YouTube channel. And I didn't even know what it was. I was like, I've seen watch YouTube before. I watched Barbecue Pit Boys. That was the only thing I watched on YouTube that was barbecue related.
Right.
I like those guys.
And they said, no, you can make money on it. And so my brother-in-law shows me some guy dancing around with a pineapple and a pin, shoving a pineapple or something. I said, he makes it. I said, I'm not going to do that. But before the night was over, I didn't know how to sign up, get a channel, anything. I'm really tech-tarded. I didn't know how to do with the channel. And now back in the day, I was in radio and television production, but that was back in the day before everything was digital. We still had videotapes and reel tapes, and we played CDs and records on the radio and stuff. But I didn't know how to do any of this YouTube stuff, computer stuff. Yeah, and we did. Did you call me Beta? What's up, bro?
No, I saw.
You call me Beta?
Beta and VHS. Man, come on.
Oh yeah, that Beta. Okay, I thought you called me Beta, bro.
Big Lou, the beta male, and things he likes to do.
The local news, the local news used to use Beta instead of VHS to film their. Yeah, so sorry, I wasn't trying to call you Beta.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just joking. I'm not
Beta
trying to be mean. I'm just trying to throw a joke in there.
We're
the day
showing our
slang.
age.
So anyway, that day, my birthday's in late November, so that year it was on Thanksgiving Day, and so that night, Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law had got me a YouTube channel, and they showed me how I would upload videos and everything. And the next morning, I was staying at my mom's house, and she had she's got a Weber kettle. We were all supposed to bring something to the Thanksgiving thing, and I was bringing boudin, which is a type of rice sausage that we eat a lot of in Louisiana. And I was cooking that, and I made a YouTube video with my phone camera, and it seemed to do all right. And then I started making others, and I was making them once about every 2 weeks or so. And then I ran into a student the following July, and a former student of mine in Walmart, and he says, "Have you monetized your channel yet?" And I didn't even know how to do that. And he showed me how to do that right there on my phone in Walmart, and he got my channel monetized for me.
That's cool.
So, and ever since then, I just make stuff on my phone, and I could get complicated and get into videos and get professional equipment and stuff, but then it's going to be like work. And I do this when I'm having fun, when I've got time, and when I'm stressed or if I'm working too much or because I work a second job, and I don't bother with it. So I just have fun. And cooking should be fun. And if you're not having fun, go pay somebody else to cook for you at a restaurant. You know, that's my attitude.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's a good story.
Yippers. I saw you were going back to that I forgot, the shotgun grill. Is that what you guys are calling it? You made the tilapia, and then you brought out that disc. Does got a disc. Rocket stove.
Rocket stove.
Does got one of those discs too. So that thing is pretty neat, man. It's like, man, you should show.
Doug's got that bigger disc. His disc is bigger than my disc. So the ladies tell me. You know.
Oh, well.
It's a big
He's got a bigger disc than I got. Yeah. His disc is 2 inches more than my disc. I got a 22. He's got a 24. And his he's got a lip on his. My disc
I got mine on the lip.
size, but his disc. Yeah, he's still got the.
That's why the ladies go to you, Big Lou,
He's still
not
got
him.
Yeah. Is yours a Southwest? Big Lou?
Yes, it's Southwest.
Did you get yours from
the
Southwest
Trinity with the Yes, I got it from Southwest with the Trinity handles on it. Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool. I like it. I need to use it more, but it's fun.
Well, since I don't have a Blackstone or something, I use mine a lot for stuff that you would cook griddles or what have you. But you could also
I like to take it camping, like it's I deep fried mine.
You almost you could also almost make it like a wok, can't you? Use it like a wok.
Fried rice.
Yes. They call them cowboy woks too, because it's just
cowboy
woks.
Yep.
Who's that guy? That I can only watch him for so long, and he, I do some doses. Uncle Roger, is that who it is?
Uncle Roger, yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of that with that stuff. I can deal with him in doses. I can't,
I like Uncle Roger. His review.
I do too.
Of Jamie Oliver.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Small doses, all right. But he did a good thing with Kent Rollins. His when he was on Kent Rollins show. That was a funny episode. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I like it. Sometimes he'll work in a food truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Who's this on here? Correctional officer for lockdown.
Illinois. Here's
Uncle Roger's from Illinois.
So try and get. Oh no, Uncle Roger. No, I'm talking about correction. I think he's out in Arizona or something.
Who's that?
Uncle Roger.
Oh, yeah, I don't know where he's at.
I thought he was in Arizona or somewhere out west somewhere.
He just opened up a restaurant.
Is he originally from China or Korea? Or where's he from originally?
No, he is Malaysian.
Malaysian. Okay.
He's from Malaysia. Yep.
My stepmother
I'm
was
looking.
Korean. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I guess he normally was a stand-up comedian before he did his YouTube and created his
I
character.
didn't know that.
No. He's got a restaurant somewhere. I'm trying to think. He just opened up a restaurant, Uncle Roger Restaurant. Big old place.
Los Angeles, California is where he's at.
Oh, you know where he used to live at? He was in London.
Corrections officer. I'm not going to Illinois. Oh, Uncle Roger used to be in London.
London, yep.
Well, that's all for that.
Not a fan of Illinois. That's my neighbor.
It's our neighbor.
Yep.
But then again, he can
I've
stay.
been to Illinois.
They can stay our neighbor.
I've been to Illinois. I've been to St. Louis. I want to go back to St. Louis. So
Well, you let us know when you come to St.
I
Louis.
would really like to go back to St. Louis. Well, I like to play chess, and they've got the Chess World Hall of Fame there, and the chess club. And they got a lot of big of the chess nerd guys that go there a lot. So anyway,
Well, we go down.
Um,
We go down to Louisiana when we go on our cruises. We go down there and get on a boat.
sell out New Orleans.
Yeah. Right by, the port's like right by the dome. You just go right by that dome to get to the port. And we get on Carnival there and get out on that water for about 7 days and come back home and drive back up.
I grew up an hour's drive north of New Orleans. So
yeah,
real familiar with it.
Yep. That last one we went on, we went out of Florida though. So my sister's like, you got to go down through that little strip thing where Mardi Gras is at. I was like, do we really?
The French
Like,
Quarter.
Yeah, the French Quarter. Like, do we
good time.
really? Yeah, well, it wasn't whenever we drove through there. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning and people were pissing on the side of the road and selling drugs. So I was like, yeah, I really don't want to be down here right now.
But that's the historic district
Quarter.
of New Orleans. And so, the French Quarter. So you need to see it. And some parts of it are rough and some other parts aren't too bad. They're very touristy. But every historic city has one. And since New Orleans was built in and it survived the Civil War, unlike Atlanta, where everything was burned in Atlanta. So the French-speaking people in New Orleans just surrendered and said, "Okay, don't burn down our buildings," and so they survived. So
yeah.
They're still there. Well, there's Rob's living room. How about that?
Hey, what did you do? Get up and get a beer? Told you he'd get up and go. So
Rob's getting his snack for the night.
You better not be. I'll mute his ass.
Rob, what's the snack for the night?
Oh,
no,
mute
your ass.
I'm not bringing any snacks. I got yelled at by Ryan. I got yelled at by Don. So,
Ryan, look what you started.
My feelings are hurt, and I can't care. I can't eat no snacks.
I'm sitting here listening to the old stuff, at work, and I was like, all I hear is chomp, 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 chomp.
If poor guy passes out, we know why, because he's famished.
Well, I got a better mic, so it'll sound better.
He had all day to eat.
Hey, it's Poor Guy Outdoor Cooking.
Is the ASMR portion of the show? Listen to Rob eat.
I like to eat.
It's annoying.
All right, hey, Big Lew. Since I got you on here, I got to ask you a funny story. He used to comment on my videos a lot when I used a certain thing, and he always bust my balls how I pronounce it because he is a Spanish teacher, correct?
Oh, your Spanish is terrible, Doug.
All right,
Keep
so
going.
I brought it. How do you pronounce that right there?
Caldo de pollo.
That's what you gave me. You gave me shit about that.
Caldo de pollo. Yeah, and you said
so
it in a recent one that I watched last week.
I say caldo de pollo. I didn't put the de pollo.
Caldo de pollo.
Caldo di pollo.
Yeah.
Is that better?
De pollo. The double L is like a Y. Do you eat tortillas or tortillas?
Here in St. Louis, we eat
Do you eat-
tortillas.
You eat tortillas. Okay, well that's why it's not right.
I'm north of St. Louis. I say tortillas.
Here's a question in St. Louis: is it a Sunday or a
For those-
Sunday?
I don't know. People say Sunday. So
Sunday.
they
There we
say
go.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Big Lou, do you have plans on making full videos for the summer when the kids are out of school? Yes. Jason, I'm making a full video right now on my old Smoky, and it should be up by Monday or Tuesday. Pulled pork's out there now.
It's like the Greco. Hey, see, Andy likes to hear me chomp on some food. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andy.
Well, because Andy chomped on food when he was here the other time.
Yes, well, you know,
He was eating his freaking Doritos.
That's Rob's Frito-Lay sponsorship portion of the video.
He don't go work there no more.
Bringing a Frito-Lay snack to every show.
It wasn't even Frito-Lay's that time.
It's
He goes,
go,
that's too
man.
expensive. He used to work for him and he can't afford them.
I got to buy the great value. I'm a poor guy after all. Hey, Big Lou
Biz
is.
Gomez, your family's right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you
commenting on
if.
Biz.
Oh yeah. Are they still making that Jamaican James charcoal?
I don't know. Old Smoky Cook-Off in Galveston in 2023, and he gave me a few bags, and I brought them back and used them. But he said that he was having a hard time finding a supplier of the bad bamboo, and so. But I don't know. I've seen him selling it some more since then, so he may have found a supplier and restarted the business. I really don't know. He lives in Galveston.
Yep.
About a block or two off the beach, and he's originally from the Northeast somewhere, and somehow his work or whatever got him in Jamaica, and he lived most of his adult life in Jamaica, and him and his wife are retired, and they live in Galveston, and he makes that. He was selling that bamboo charcoal. That's all I know about it.
Okay. Yeah. I think I found out about that through that Facebook group when I first got my old Smoky. You suggested it to me, and next thing I know, he was messaging me on Facebook, and we exchanged phone numbers. I talked to him for quite a while on the phone. I think he's originally from Maryland. I think he said, but he knew what part of New York I was from. I guess he traveled around the Northeast quite a bit, but he had sent me a couple bags, and I enjoyed it, but I haven't heard anything back from him. I haven't seen too much from him on Facebook either.
He had said he had bags left over, and he gave me some to promote it. I think he was trying to find a supplier of bamboo, but it's a good idea because bamboo grows so fast. It could grow to maturity in like 3 months or something, and then they can cut it and then get it back again and using it. Doesn't have much flavor to it, but
yeah, I did too.
It was good fuel.
No, not a lot of flavor, not a lot of smoke, but yeah, it was nice and hot.
It doesn't really burn like fire burn either,
Yeah.
does it? It just gets hot. So, I mean, to regulate it, I guess it wouldn't be that
burn
hard.
like charcoal because it's basically.
Yeah.
But doesn't it burn longer though too? Yeah,
I didn't really notice it burning longer.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. It burns longer. It burns longer than average longer in briquettes. I liked it, but I wasn't like I don't think it's circle stuff.
Yeah.
It's not the best things that slice pretty good charcoal.
I hear a squeaky toy.
Yeah, but Wife's playing with the dogs
Oh.
right outside the door.
Have Jan come in.
She doesn't like to be on video.
She doesn't, huh?
I've got her on a few videos, but not many.
Yep. I think the one you did, didn't you have like
who's did?
You did a cooking
like,
competition
your wife
against
don't like-
somebody.
Oh, my brother-in-law.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've done a couple of
Rob?
them with him.
That's you,
Yes, sir.
that's you that said your wife didn't like to be on video. My wife
Doug
didn't
said
like to
his
be on,
wife doesn't.
but every now.
Yeah, my wife refuses.
Oh, it's Doug. Doug said your wife did. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought your wife was on. All right, Doug. Your wife didn't like to be on video.
Mine doesn't. No.
Video either. I have a few videos where she just does like a taste test, or her hands are in the video, in the shot, or something like that. And once or twice I was able to get her on camera, but very few times. But now that she's gone, and she's been gone 5 years, sometimes I can go back to those videos and hear her voice, or see her hands or something. And my kids are like, I wish she had been on video so we could see her, so just want to put something in your mind that one day, any of the videos you have, she may very well appreciate being there, or her being there, or whatever. So I wish I could go back and tell
my
my
wife
wife,
won't
no,
go on either.
You're leaving soon. You're leaving soon, and I need to see you on these videos because they outlast, they survive. I'm not trying to bring everybody down. I'm just saying that's.
No, I'm with you, Lou, because that's what I told my family.
She didn't like to be in pictures. I don't have a lot of pictures of her. She'd like to be the one behind the camera taking the pictures. And, I wish I had them now. So,
yeah.
But if they're going to embarrass themselves, and women, they've got to do their makeup and their hair, and everything's got to be pretty and right before they're on camera anyway. And so, I understand all that too. So,
yeah. Well, that's what I tell my family. If nothing else, when I die, they'll have all these videos that they can look back at.
Man, I don't care if I'm cooking. I'm gonna do a video. I don't care if my beard's been trimmed. I don't care if I've got my hair combed, or I've got a hat on backwards, or I got a booger in my nose, or whatever. I just want to show what I got. I probably should take more care of it, but I'm just a fella having fun with food, fire, and a phone camera, man.
Yep, that's real.
That should be your YouTube channel, Food, Fire, and a Phone.
I've thought about changing it to that, but I'm a high school
Big
teacher.
Lou's barbecue is cool.
It rhymes with Big Lou, and I've used Big Lou since my late high school years. I'm 6'4" and too fat.
What the hell are you doing, Rod?
Lewis is my last name, so
That's
Is that Kyle?
That's Kyle. I just commented about the shit show. This is at my condo at the Lake of the Ozarks. He's passed out.
My wife wants to see me on this.
I put him in my last video. If you watched the video,
Yeah, I saw
the steak and eggs, because he bought me for my
was that
birthday.
that?
He got me that bacon up and
Okay.
that Pepper Belly Pete's Worcestershire that I used in it.
my wife won't go.
You
on
know
video either.
you're rich when you buy bacon grease.
Yep.
When you buy bacon grease,
You've made it.
y'all got some money, man. When you buy bacon grease,
That stuff ain't cheap.
bacon
either.
grease. No, bacon grease comes free with the bacon.
Well, yeah, that stuff. Yeah.
Another good one.
Yeah,
Oh, there's my wife in the background walking behind Kyle.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That's at the grocery store at the lake. We were so drunk, we had a Uber there to go get groceries for the weekend. And he's on that cart, and I take the electric cord and I tie it around a big pillar at the thing. And then the manager catches us in the middle of that escapade. I was trying to stop
Steve
him.
Hilliard said he's never seen Big Lou live before. Well, that's because I don't do live, but Last time I was on an interview show, it was March of 2020, and later that week, the whole world shut down. So,
do you remember? Do you remember whose channel or what you were doing?
It was on Ricer's channel. What's his name? He's out of Wisconsin. He's got a big channel now. It was just kind of starting out back then. Is Jeff Ricer? What?
I'll look.
He's kind of silly, but what's his channel's name?
Yeah, what is his channel? He's got a barbecue channel.
Yeah, and he's got 2 kids that wrestle, and he's a good guy. He's got a good channel. He was doing interviews back then. His name's Jeff Rice. He's out of Wisconsin.
Jeff Rice.
I think his name's Jeff. What's his channel's name? Oh, I'm gonna have to find my own.
Sorry, I didn't mean
to. I'm gonna look it up right now. That's not gonna happen.
How's that pork butt doing?
I need to go check.
Yeah, what's the
put
temp?
my phone on the charger? I'll go check. I'll be right back. Need to go check. It's on the Old Smoky.
No, go check.
Oh, Dead Broke Barbecue.
Dead
What is
Broke
it?
Barbecue.
Yes, that's the name of it. Dead Broke Barbecue.
That's
He interviewed me, and then I was on one with Hobo Nickel Barbecue years before that. So this is only my 3rd one, and I've been doing this 8-9 years.
Wow, we're privileged.
He's at 78,000.
This guy Tommy at the Gallery Backyard likes him a lot. He talks about him.
Scott from Mile High Guy Barbecue. He had sent me a text that he's watching it, but he can't comment because he's making his new batches of barbecue sauce.
Oh, nice.
Well, at least you're listening. Are you listening on YouTube? Or are you listening? Well, you can't listen on the other one.
Not yet.
I can't. It won't let me do it for a couple days.
Andy from Bones and Barbecue. Quote of the night: "You know you're rich when you buy bacon grease."
Yeah.
We got Strong's Adventure here. Big Lew brought a lot of folks here. It's appreciated.
Very much. Very much.
Yeah. Yeah. You know you succeeded when you buy that bacon up. Life's good.
You were dishing that thing out like, why the hell has he got bacon grease? Well, who does? Okay.
I see people use it all the time.
Yeah, but
that's a lazy man's bacon grease. If you're too lazy to
but it doesn't even have the chips of old bacon from the pan. You know,
you got it. They have bacon up that crunchy with bacon pieces in it.
You gotta have those little crunchies.
That costs extra.
Well, apparently this Big Lew going live is a big deal. So it's
a big hit.
That's pretty sweet.
He's got 18,000 subs.
Yeah, I love watching his channel. It's a lot of fun, and he just does what he does.
Yep. He's a good dude, though.
I saw Rich was here earlier. Rich, are you still here?
Rich,
I didn't see him.
Yeah,
I didn't see him either.
He chimed in real early, but not sure if he's still here.
I'm still waiting for more Vivor videos from him.
I know.
Vivor,
he put out a
Blackstone
Blackstone one today. He's probably have several recorded.
Oh,
already.
I'm sure he does.
I think he does like 3 or so on a Sunday.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. I just figured
I'm having a good Sunday if I don't have to take a nap. Doing 3 videos in one day. Oof.
I've done 4 or 5 videos in one day.
Oh my God.
One time.
Wow.
I was like,
that.
It was like
I can't do that.
It was like 8 o'clock till like
Superman.
probably 7 or 8.
Oh Lord.
All right. Let me switch my sponsor.
Sandy says we love Big Lew. He's just himself and he's
Thank
funny.
you, Sandy.
Right on.
Very sweet. Very sweet. Thank you. I think she's
So
from
Dead
Florida.
Broke Barbecue. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
They interviewed
Robert,
me.
did you say your son was graduating?
Yeah, my son is 18 and he graduates in about 3 weeks from high
All
school.
right.
Cool.
And he's going to go to much to my dad's chagrin, he's not going to LSU, but I didn't go to LSU either. But I was born in Baton Rouge, so I am a Tiger fan. But he's going to McNeese State University in Lake Charles, which is about an hour's drive south of where I live. And he's going to take up finance. He's unsure if he's going to join the marching band or not. He thinks he just wants to focus on school, but he's really talented with any musical instrument he picks up. He plays saxophone, bari saxophone and marching band, and he can play piano and guitar and whatever he picks. He plays clarinet. Whatever instrument he picks up, he can play. So he's I'm real proud of him. And so he's gonna go there. My daughter still lives with me, but she's gone a lot. She's 22 and she's going to McNeese. She was going to Louisiana Tech for a while, but that was a year after her mother died, and she came home and she took some time and she works. She's worked in the restaurant business. She worked at a barbecue place for a long time till the barbecue place got sold to other owners, and now she works at a soup and sandwich shop, and she goes to college, and she should graduate in a year or so, and it's just going to be me here, so I can make whatever videos I want to make, but most of my cooking is different. I used to say when I started the channel, I had a family of 4. My daughter was 13. My son was about 7 or 8. And I used to say, I make family meals, not fancy meals, but I don't make a lot of family meals anymore. A lot of the time I'm cooking, it's just a meal for me. So I don't know if there's a market for that or not. I know that Jim Cooper, what's his channel's name? Toss Tin Man, Easy Cooking with Toss Tin Man or whatever. He cooks a lot of, stuff in crock pots and air fryers, and toaster ovens and things on the grills, meals for just one person. And that's kind of what my channel is going to be involving into, I see in the future, because I don't cook full meals anymore, I cook something for myself, which is why the rocket stove works out real well, because it's not a big grill and fired up real easy. And, I've got this gaucho grill, this Argentine gaucho grill called a Nuke Delta. I love to cook on it. It's
oh yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, but I love to cook on it, but I haven't used it in quite some time because it's not that fuel efficient for charcoal. It's made for hardwood charcoal, but you can burn wood in it, but it's designed for hardwood charcoal. It's South American type stuff like Fogo or Jealous Devil or something. Works real well with it, but you really need to be cooking for a party, or a big family or something to make it worthwhile, because you got to heat up all these tiles and everything for it to work, and you need a lot of charcoal to do that. And you really need to be having one of those Argentina asado type barbecue grill meal things to really make it worth cooking for. When you just cook it for I'm gonna use a tabletop grill for most of the stuff. I'm a little Weber Smoky Joe, or my little 14-inch old Smoky, or little cast iron grill I got or something for most of the stuff I cook. And a lot of stuff I cook inside. So I don't cook the way I used to cook. I don't cook family meals. Yeah, I love it.
A lot of my videos are just something I'm making for me.
Yeah, that's kind of where my channel's going. So it's going away from the family meal kind of thing to just, this is what I'm cooking tonight. And, that's what it's always been anyway, is what I'm cooking tonight. I just used to have a family to cook for, and I really don't have that anymore.
Right. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Well, Lew, if you're going in that direction, you might want to get yourself a Vevor, buddy. That little Vevor stainless steel.
Ryan introduced me that today, and I watched your video, and I watched Doug's video, and I watched Man Kitchen's recipe. recipes video on it, and I've learned more about the Vivor. Nothing about it when I woke up this morning, and when I go to bed, I think I'm gonna know everything about the Vivor griddle. So,
but that guy, that
I'll
other
have to check
guy
that
said
out.
he seasoned his.
We're the outcasts.
Don't season it. Don't
Oh.
season it. If you get one,
Kevin.
don't season it. Just had to say that.
Yeah, that was
We're the Vivor outcasts.
I believe he said
Everybody
it, that
busts
was
my balls.
Kevin at Man Kitchen Recipes.
Yeah, he
I
says
think he said
season
he
it.
seasoned it.
Everybody says season it.
Don't season it.
I didn't want to season
Right.
mine.
Don't season it. Rich, if you season yours, we're through.
Rich, season it.
If you
That's
season it,
I'm getting my chips.
You're getting muted.
Rich, season it and do that authentic White Castle video on it.
Uh-huh. Authentic, not real onions, fake onions.
Sandy says she is from Florida. I thought that's where she was from.
In the country.
I don't know if Rich is still here. Where is Rich?
Oh, I think Rich bailed.
Okay.
I never saw him comment, buddy. Maybe he did.
Yeah, it was real early. And he
Really?
says something about our
Who's
mamas.
Rich?
Oh, it was. Word to your mama.
Rich is from Texas. He's grilled cookie, or not grilled cookie more. That's Doug. Just cook that damn food, or just cook the damn food.
Yeah, just cook that damn food.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out. And I'll
Yeah.
sub.
he's pretty cool.
Haven't seen that one.
Rich, yeah.
He's been on a couple times.
Rich is a lot of fun.
He was on with Annie
I
Smoking
used to watch
Pot.
a lot more barbecue.
You
I
used to watch
a lot
what?
barbecue channels than I do nowadays. I used to watch a lot more barbecue
Yeah.
channels than I do nowadays. 2024, I started watching a lot of political stuff and football stuff, college football stuff, and I need to start watching more cooking videos again because
I've kind of dialed down on that. I dialed down that political stuff. All it does is get me mad.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, same here. I had to push myself away from that
Me
a little
too.
bit.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't
Me too,
healthy
but I was
on
kind
my
of
mental
addicted
state.
to it last year.
Yeah, yeah. And
Nope.
it's besides the weather, it's what everyone's interested in these days.
Oh, yeah.
I just had
I
to.
want y'all to know my dog Waldo is right down here. So if y'all see my shoulder doing this, I promise you I'm petting my dog.
You're
I know it
petting
doesn't
your
look
dog.
good from the
I
video
got
right
it.
here with my hand doing this. you know.
Right, Lou.
That's
promise you,
that's what we're calling it.
You know, you need to go to some other site if you want to for people to do that. But
That's what we're calling it. That's fine. No shame.
I'm petting Waldo
shame.
right here. He's my black lab. He's got his head on my knee. That's what I'm doing. I promise.
Everybody's got.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got a name for it too.
Waldo really likes his hair stroked.
All right, I'll be right back.
Well, now he's laying down right by me. But anyway, he must have known we were talking about him. But yeah, I was petting him, and I looked at my shoulder. I said, "They think I'm on OnlyFans or something." But no, I'm on this. You know, this is crazy. So I thought I'd mention.
I'm not sure what Rob's
doing.
doing.
The dog's right there.
Yeah. Rob just blocked
Rob
his
went to
camera so we can't
OnlyFans.
see. Yeah.
Well, we don't need to know. This is fun, fellas. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Oh yeah, we have a Gayo time here, and I'm referencing the Flintstones.
Oh, okay.
The
Back when
Flintstones.
gay meant happy.
Right. The Flintstones. God, it was in the song. Where's everybody's mind at? You know, Big Lou's petting his dog, and I just say we're having a Gayo time. Everybody goes stir crazy.
Yeah, Sandy says you don't have a dog.
I've got a dog. I got one now. I used to have two, but my buddy Jake, he was 14, 15 years old. He died this past January.
Oh,
And or February. And
yeah. Was that a lab too, or?
Yeah, he was a lab too. And I've had him.
Yeah, I've noticed dogs in your video.
He's
Your
been-
dog in your videos.
Yeah.
I've seen
So all we got Waldo left, and we've got a black cat. And so at one time we had 3 cats and 3 dogs. I had a little Shih Tzu. And
Those little dogs.
I think a coyote got her or something. So
Yeah.
she's been gone for
That's what I'm
over a
worried
year
about.
too.
I'm worried about Coco getting involved in a hawk. I'm scared a hawk's gonna come get Coco, man.
Coyotes around where I live. They get dogs, little dogs a lot.
Well, we got those too, man.
Yep.
But we got those big old hawks. Hell, it's not uncommon for us to see a bald eagle every once in a while.
Now
out
we're
here,
getting
too.
a black bear population. So we're seeing black bears out like at shopping centers and stuff.
Yep.
Like you know, so
Well, we're
wild.
seeing amarettos too.
Well,
Armadillos.
The summer of 2023, it was really, really dry in Louisiana. We don't ever get forest fires like they do in California and stuff, but we had forest fires all over the state, and a lot of them in my area. And in fact, between here and the school that I teach at, 33,000 acres burned.
Yeah.
And the fire got within 1.5 miles of my home.
Oh.
And it burned up 33 acres of wildfire. And so we had a bunch of critters whose natural habitat was gone.
Yeah.
And they were, we saw all kinds of things in the road. Foxes and porcupines and all kinds of things were dead on the road. And I would see things on my bike ride that I don't normally see, and snakes and all kind of stuff. And so it was during that time when my little Shih Tzu wound up missing. And so I figure some wild animal whose habitat had been destroyed with the fires had gotten her, because we didn't find her on the road. We didn't find her around the yard. We didn't find her anywhere. And coyotes and wolves and whatever, panthers, whatever, bobcats around here. There's all kind of stuff. So I have no idea, but she wound up, never saw her again. Yeah. So, oh, well, we had her about 13, 14 years too. So, oh, well.
Hey, I got Big Lou. I got my Vans apparel on for you. My shirt, my hat.
I saw that, man. That's awesome.
I wear it all the time.
It brings back
Rob,
the good old days.
Yes.
Were you petting your dog?
I was getting a surprise.
Oh, what we got? Snack of the queso.
Yeah, and he's muted.
Yes, he's muted.
I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it. Yeah, I'm not
He's
doing
not
it.
even eating them yet. The bag's not even open, Ryan.
Those are good. I had those the other day.
Oh, Bones and Bruises out.
They're
all right, Andy.
See you later, Andy. Bones and Brew Barbecue.
He's a school teacher too, Big Lou. He's
cool.
He's here in
I'll
St. Louis. Yeah, he's here in St. Louis too.
I may have seen him before. So
he's been on the show a couple times.
I don't make much money. I don't make much money teaching school, but it's been a good thing. I've never had to miss a piano recital. I've never had to miss a t-ball game because I was working a turnaround at a factory or offshore.
Yep.
Well, you don't have offshore out there, but I've never had to because I was an over-road truck driver. My wife's husband. I mean, my wife's father. My wife's father was an over-the-road truck driver, attorney. He was always off on business trips and court cases and stuff a lot. I've never had to miss anything. Now, I didn't make a lot of money, but I had the same schedule as my wife because she was she was an elementary teacher. Teach high school, and she was on vacation. I was on vacation, and when my kids were home, I was home. So I don't regret teaching school, and I think they need more male role models in high school. So the kids need male role models in high school.
That's a big deal.
I think they need male role models everywhere anymore, to be honest with you.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
And
RJ's
sure.
in ball.
I'm not sure men ought to be teaching.
Yeah, where is RJ?
School,
we haven't seen him yet.
I don't know. I don't know where he's at.
Is RJ still grounded?
No, he got off.
Oh, he's usually grounded every live show.
Jay,
don't do stupid shit.
Jay is here. Buzz Barbecue. Hey, Jay.
He said he was up in D.C. dealing with crackheads.
Yeah, he had to move out there. He was in Arkansas. You got to move back.
You had to move there. I mean, I would have found some way not to move there. You know, it would have been something.
Jay, is that where you're originally from?
Do they even do shop anymore in high school?
A lot of schools don't.
Right. It
Yes,
says we need
they do it. They do it at my school, but they call it ag, but it's like ag 3 or something. But they teach them the weld.
yeah, ag. Yeah, they do that here, but I haven't seen actually
I
shop
hate
because
it.
I had shop too.
I wish I'd learned to weld. Wish I'd learned. I hated
weld.
it in high school. That's a skill I wish I had.
All of it.
I hated welding in high school. I wore glasses and my masks were it was the 80s and the masks were from the 60s and it was so hot and my glasses would fog up and I just wanted to build stuff and the guy comes back there and make that bead and it wasn't straight and I got a C or C- or something in ag and in welding and I never welded again. But now that I'm older, I wish I regret it. I mean, I regret it. I wish I had done it. I wish I had done it. Right. I regret it. I wish I had learned to weld. And I could still do it. I've thought about, learning to do it, teaching myself to do it or whatever. But
yeah, it's not the same thing. Buy like a cheaper, like MIG welder at Harbor Freight.
Well, there's MIG, TIG, and stick. I know how to do all of them.
I need to. I wish that's a skill I wish I'd learned. So.
Well, then
my greatest skill, I could speak Spanish pretty well, and that's my greatest skill, I guess. So which helped me out when I worked at a Mexican restaurant a few years ago.
Yeah, we were talking shit.
Spanish.
They were talking shit about you until you called them out.
Yeah.
The only Spanish I know is from working in restaurants, and it's bad stuff. I shouldn't say.
Well, it sure isn't how to say chicken soup. Caldo de pollo.
No, they didn't teach me how to say that. They taught me racist shit. Bad
stuff. Stuff to get you in trouble, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this here?
Back when I used to manage Hooters stores.
Turkey Creek Jack Johnson says Big Lou loves BBWs. Is that true, Lou?
Oh,
where the hell did you see that?
Look, man, I don't care if I got a round woman. I don't care. I don't care if I got a round woman as long as I got a woman around.
There you go.
Right on.
No, I don't care.
We're too old to be picky.
I like women with a big heart. That's what they need to have, a big heart. How about that?
That's right. Yep.
Strong.
I've got a lady. She treats me pretty good. She raises chickens, so everybody's been complaining about the price of eggs, and I get eggs free.
Oh, nice.
The eggs are finally starting to go down.
Yeah, but a big mouth don't hurt either.
That doesn't go down lower than free. So she's got she had about 100 and something chickens. She's got some coyote problems we got to take care of. But
that's a lot of egg laying there.
She's got ducks too, and she's got a horse. She lives out in the country, and so anyway, she's a widow too, and I've known her for about 20 years, and so we're good friends. Works out. She's got a daughter that's just a little bit older than my daughter, and, so anyway, works out. It's good. It's a good thing,
Very cool.
But she don't like
Big
to be
Lou,
on camera. She never
Yeah. Speaking of one of your cookers, I remember you had one. Was it out of Freon tanks? The one you talked about? The guy built them out of Freon?
I have a little, and in fact, I thought about cooking some hot dogs on it for lunch today, but it was too hot. So I had to pull pork out there, and I said, "Nah, I'm not going to do this." But yeah, he's a welder that lives, and I'll give him a shout out too. His name is I'll have to look up. I think it's Gidry Services or something. He's on Facebook.
They're
His
cool
name is
little
Everett
grills.
Guidry. Everett Guidry, and he makes grills out of 55-gallon drums, not ugly drum smokers, but horizontal
Well, yeah,
barrel
cuts
grills.
them in half. Yeah,
Out of
puts them on.
cuts them in half.
Yeah.
He makes those, and he makes them out of 5-gallon propane tanks. The 20-pound 5-gallon propane tanks that everybody uses for their grills.
That's
and
what
griddles.
I've seen on your videos.
He's had some of those, and then he's got this little, the little 2.5-pound Freon grill, and it fits a couple steaks. It fits 8 hot dogs, and uses very little charcoal, and it has a cover on it. And he made it out of that, and he used to sell them for $45 or $50, but when prices started going up 4 or 5 years ago, he now sells them for around 60. And
I guess Rob's out.
it's a fun little grill to use.
Yeah.
What happened to Rob?
I don't know. It just happens.
His internet's sucking today because I can tell by the video quality of his camera.
A cool grill that I like, but it's way overpriced and I never buy it is what is the name of that thing? It's like a suitcase. It opens up. It's made out of aircraft aluminum. What is the name of that thing?
It's got like the octagonal.
Yeah.
I can't say octagon pattern in it. Looks like honeycomb.
Trying to think of the name of it. Yep, that's it. It's like blue and silver. They're like $700.
That's something I don't need.
Yeah,
I've got too many cookers now.
I hear you.
I like the concept.
I sold two.
The concept's cool. The concept is cool.
Yeah, I like the idea of it. But
I do too. But
that's for those guys that can afford to buy bacon grease.
Yeah, they rich guys.
If you buy bacon grease, you buy one of those.
Your buddy must have some money. I want to be his buddy.
I tease my students because they'll come in with those what's the name?
Special
Uncrustable. They'll come in.
Yeah, those Uncrustables.
Yeah.
Yes.
They come in with those. And I say, you got to be a rich student. You got to be a rich kid. Why? Because I said, you pay somebody to make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you pay somebody
throw those
to make
things
you
in an air fryer.
But I've never had it in my life that I wanted to buy a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
I ate peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch today, but I darn sure made it myself with white bread and peanut butter and satsuma jelly. I mean, I like peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I don't understand that either. So I don't know. I don't understand buying bacon grease because you can buy bacon and the grease is free. It's like a byproduct.
I'm sorry, I'm having difficulties with my headphones.
What's going on, Rob?
He's having problems with his headphones.
Did you unplug them?
I guess. I don't know what he's doing.
He's got wired ones now, like ours.
I know, but just plug it into the.
Oh, he had Bluetooth. What's it? The battery died.
Well, the battery had died, so he got some better headphones. He got tired of sounding like garbage.
I'll tell you how to get a lot of bacon grease. If you use jowl bacon, called smoked pork jowls, they're fattier than bacon, but they'll smoke them. Mm-hmm. Bacon is going to cost you $4.50 to $5 a pound. And for little strips, you can buy the smoked pork jowls for about $1.69, maybe $2 a pound, at least in my area. And then you can cut that up. It will, since it's fattier than bacon, it will produce a lot of grease, and you can fry them all the way to like crackling stage or whatever, and then you pour it into a jar through a jar funnel and some cheesecloth and filter it, and you've got a bunch of basically bacon grease. It's from the jowls, but it works like bacon grease or lard or whatever you want to cook in it, and it's delicious, and it's pretty cheap. I don't know, my screen's going crazy.
Good tip there.
They've covered up Doug with private chat.
Oh, that's me. I'm talking to Rob.
Rob, they like to private chat during the lives.
No, he's having problems with his headphones. I'm just trying to figure out what it was without interrupting everybody.
Rob, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you. They keep cutting in and out. I don't know what the deal is there. I got them plugged into the headphone jack.
On the motherboard or on the side? On the side.
On the side.
No, do it in the motherboard.
In the back.
Yeah. There should be a thing on the headphones.
Good thing we got tech support. Put your tech support hat on.
I built the damn computer.
Yeah.
What's it look like?
It's
There's
round
like a
and you can
headphone.
stick something in it.
There's 3 of them there. It should be a headphone.
Yeah, probably a speaker one and a headphone one.
I see blue, a green, and a red.
Is it blue? Isn't green speakers?
Yeah, I thought it was blue.
Red's probably microphone. Try blue.
Try it.
But you're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change over the.
Oh, you have to go into.
Audio. You should. You may or may not have to.
Well, yeah, you may have to in Restream.
Corrections officer says I should fire up the Old Smoky and get white smoke. Well, the Old Smoky's fired up right now, and I've got pulled pork on it, and there's going to be a video about it coming this week when I can get it done.
So what's a 22-inch Old Smoky run cost wise?
About $80.
$80.
About $80.
Yeah,
they make them in America. They make them in Houston. I think it's the best value in the barbecue industry. And they sell them all around where I am because I live 2 hours from. But they were all been over the Gulf South when I was a kid and everything. But the thing with the 22-inch Old Smoky, your charcoal plate it's more like a plate than a grate, is 8 inches below the cooking grate, which doesn't make it good for steaks. It doesn't make it good for things you want to get a good sear on. But if you want to cook a whole bag of chicken leg quarters, you can put it on there because it's Weber is 5 inches below the grate, and most Weber clones are 5 inches below the grate. But you got an extra 3 inches, so I could cook a whole thing of chicken leg quarters on it, and it might flare up a little bit, but it really doesn't cause a problem with the food. I can cook a bunch of burgers all over it, and the flare-ups don't quite reach the thing. It can get flared up if I really, really get greasy meat, but it doesn't flare up like a Weber does for things like that. And the company's great. It's family run. I have cooked ribs on it. It's
over the fire,
family run
like direct fire.
I have, but I generally try to do it offset a lot.
Yeah,
I
see a lot of people lately been doing direct fire ribs videos.
I've seen. I do that. It's not a whole lot different than
I've never tried them like that.
But my drum smoker, that's about 12 inches from the fire, not 8 inches. But the pulled pork, I've got pulled pork on it now, and I've got the vortex inverted with the snake around it, and so the pulled pork's above the vortex. But you could do the same thing with a steel mixing bowl if you have something, if you don't have a vortex. To keep the direct heat from it, and it seems to be doing real good with that. But the reason I like it doesn't do steaks as well. Put some beer cans or soda cans or something and move the charcoal grate up under it. But on the 14-inch, I think you got the 18-inch one, and that's 6 inches different. So that's only like an inch difference from a Weber. And then the 14-inch one is like 3 inches, the same as like a Weber Smoky Joe. But the 22-inch, you got 3 inches difference between the coals and the cooking grate. And it really changes the way things cook. It doesn't cook steaks as well, but it cooks burgers and chicken quarters a lot better because they don't flare up. If that makes any sense.
Now, is there more headroom on those too? The lid, is the lid taller from the grate
to
the top of the lid?
Yeah, you could.
Than a Weber.
You could do you could do beer can turkey chickens real easy with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Really easy. Yeah.
Or maybe even a beer can turkey.
Basically, the company was the company started out in 1923, so it's over 100 years old. And what they made was stovepipe and lard cans, they said, and they made fuel cans, and they made buckets and pails and stuff like this. And it's in Houston, so they have a lot of Hispanics and people of Mexican descent and stuff. And they had a company party of some sort representing their 40th anniversary or whatever, because they started in 1923. And so 1953, by the way, is the same year that Weber started. But what happened was one of the Spanish-speaking people of Mexican descent that worked at the factory at the party had turned one of the buckets upside down and was grilling with it, and put the other bucket on top and made a grill. And the factory owner loved the idea, and so they started making grills out of the buckets they made. That's why an Old Smoky looks like just two buckets put together.
Yeah.
And so that was 1953, and by 1963, all they made was barbecue grills. They didn't make the stovepipe and the cans and the buckets and pails and stuff anymore. And but it was remained family-owned business till the 70s, and then they sold it to two guys. One of them, I think, was an engineer, and one was a lawyer. And they bought the company. They still own it, as far as I know. And there's only like 5 or 6 like employees in the office, and then they have some employees, and they still use equipment that dates back to the Roosevelt administration to print and stamp them and everything. And it's just a family-owned it's a family-owned company. I did a video where I went and visited their factory back in 2019.
Oh, I have to look it up.
They didn't let me film a lot inside the factory because they didn't want to film workers and stuff like that. So I just got to film a little bit in the office and talk about what I saw. And they've got tables that are made out of 2x4s that have been there since the 1920s that they stack stuff on. And it's the railroad tracks used to run right by the place and everything. And they still make it on, and it's family run, and it's not a big company, but they're real popular in the Gulf South because they're made in Houston, Texas. But you get over to West Texas and people might not know about them, but in Houston and Louisiana and South Mississippi, and you go along the Gulf Coast to some of the beaches and stuff like Galveston or some of the beaches in Biloxi, Mississippi, you're going to see people with Old Smokies because they're not that expensive. They cook great, and I didn't know it was a regional company when I was a kid because lots of people cooked with them. It wasn't until the internet came along that I found out how regional the company was.
Yeah.
So I really like using them just because the company. What's that?
I said they got them in Walmart sells them, which is good.
Walmart sells them in many areas of the country, and they're getting more nationally known with the internet and stuff like that. But they were very much just a regional company. They've got good humor about them. They're not trying to be Big Green Egg and real fancy stuff. And
Z grills.
The only thing they're not trying to be. They're not trying to be, high-end market
Ryan's
stuff.
Favorite
stuff that
pellet
people
grill
can afford. The Z grill.
I
hear good things. Tom Horseman cooks with Z grills, I think. Tom Horseman does a lot with Z grills.
Rob's got
I guess good. I don't have a pellet grill either.
We call Ryan Z Boy. He doesn't got a couple videos on it. It's pretty cool.
He doesn't know what we're talking about.
No, but Big Lou, when you're bored and you want a good laugh, just, search Ryan's channel for Z grills. He's got a couple of videos.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I was going to ask, what's the guy's name? Strong Adventures. What Weber are you talking about that you hate?
Yeah, I put it up.
Yeah,
earlier.
I seen that. I hate my Weber. I'm curious which Weber he hates.
Oh, we got Fred. Fred's here, Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin.
Hey, Rich is here.
Yeah. Rock on, Fred!
That's right. Hey,
rock on, Fred!
He was asking if you were still teaching, Lou.
Yeah, yes, I'm still teaching, and I'm still corrupting youngsters with Metallica songs and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
Their music sucks.
Unforgiven.
Oh, yeah.
One.
Yeah.
You know, what you really need to do is play some
And Megadeth
suicidal
too,
tendencies
Fred.
for them. Play some suicidal tendencies for them.
Yeah.
I love
That
Mike
was
Muir.
an
Oh
old,
man, that
Oh,
was
when it was a Pepsi.
that's an old
Just one
skateboard music, man.
Black
Yeah.
Flag.
I didn't want a Pepsi. But
Just give me a Pepsi, Mom.
yeah.
Just one Pepsi. All I want is a Pepsi.
Institutionalized. Yes, that was a theme song of mine when I was in high school. Yes.
How will I laugh tomorrow if I can't even smile today?
And their bassist now plays for Metallica too. So
Mike Muir was the lead singer. So Metallica and them, they used to open a lot for Metallica back in the old days. That was an underground band back then.
Metallica got their bassist now, so that's cool. He's been in the band longer than any other bassist for Metallica. So didn't have that many albums, but been in there longer. Big Lou has some of the best turkey recipes. Who said that? James McKinley. I don't have my reading glasses on. Thank you, James. Appreciate that, man. I love to cook turkey. I think that's because my birthday's
Rich is on it. Rich is already doing Cinco de Mayo.
Well, the only Cinco de Mayo I did was this. That's all I did.
When Cinco de Mayo, when is like the 4th?
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's
wait, what?
Cinco's 5, dude.
Cinco de Mayo.
5th of May.
Cinco.
Cinco's 5.
5th. I'm not
Cinco
Spanish.
is 5. 5th of May.
Caldo de Polo.
What is it? May 15th.
Caldo de Pollo.
Shut up.
Caldo de Pollo.
So Mother's Day's the next week, so we're not doing that, right?
Not next week, the week after.
No, the week after. You want to do that on Saturday, or you guys want to do it? I mean, or we'll just skip it.
We'll skip that one. I got a lot going on that weekend. Ken Rogers, mostly outdoors, is here. Big Lou.
Cool. I like Ken Rogers is awesome. He's from Kentucky. I'll forgive him for that, but
he's a gambler. He's a gambler. When
actually, I think he's from
Louisville.
Hey, Ken, I think you're from.
I
think you're a Louisville fan. Is that right? Or are you a UK fan? I think he's a Louisville fan, and the Saints just drafted Louisville's quarterback. So,
I live in Louisville. I used to live in Louisville.
Cool.
I was 4 years old.
How do you pronounce the capital of Kentucky? Louisville or Louisville? I'll pronounce it Frankfurt.
We
I got some of y'all on that. Well, it's real bad. I get some of the students. I live in Louisiana. I get some of the students. I'll say, "How do you pronounce the capital of Louisiana? New Orleans or New Orleans?" They'll say one of them. I'll say, "It's Baton Rouge." Oh yeah.
Ken Rogers, go Cards.
Yeah, but that's our Cardinals, or because go Blues right now, man. I'm in hockey mode right now. I'm not in baseball mode except for RJ's baseball. I'm in hockey mode right now.
That's the Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah,
basketball and football.
But where's the Cardinals minor league team at though? I thought they were somewhere. Memphis.
Yeah, it's Blues. Yep. Blues can get past this first round.
That's right.
It's gonna be good.
I mean, hell, they scored 12 goals in 2 games, man. Yeah. It's just they I don't know what. Somebody lit a fire in their ass. Doug?
Oh, you have to click that.
That was me that had the private. That was me that had the private chat on. Okay, I thought that was y'all. All right, sorry. I didn't realize how this thing works. I've told you I'm tech-tarded.
Oh, hey, Strong Adventure. What Weber do you hate?
Well, it's Cinco de Mayo is May 5th, but May the 4th be with you is right before that. So I'm Star Wars nut.
I went and saw this. My kids are Star Wars nuts, and they're 18 and 22. And
man, that's not Star Wars.
The only Star Wars movie I've never seen in a theater was was the sixth, was Revenge of the Sith, which was the sixth one, but they say it's the third one because of the way they count them.
Yeah,
because it was a prequel. And so that's the only one I've never seen in the theater. So it came out this week for the 20th anniversary. And
it was stupid.
so with I had to, yeah, well, my son and daughter wanted to go see it, and I went with them. And so I saw it in the theater. And on Friday night, I went with them. And so I had fun with my 22-year-old daughter and my 18-year-old son. And it was nice. So now I can say I've seen all the Star Wars movies in the theater.
Yeah.
The Disney ones are stupid.
Unfortunately, I have
prequel ones I wasn't that big into.
Well,
but I'm not that when I was 10, 12 years old. But
Yeah.
I saw the first one when I was about 7 at the theater.
Some of us, it was their only escape from the hell that we lived in. So, you kind of attach yourself to things.
Great.
Star Wars was one of those things I attached myself to. So,
I lost interest. I like the first three, which are what? They were in the first three of the book, but
A New Hope, Empire, and Jedi.
Yeah, I like those. And after that, I lost interest.
My dad.
I was still
I was
watching.
about 7 years old when A New Hope came out, but we just called it Star Wars back then.
It wasn't A New Hope. I've got the original movie. It wasn't A New Hope. Yep.
Yeah.
The Weber that I hate's the one in my backyard. Weber Kettle, Weber Genesis, Weber Traveler, Weber Q,
Fred Weber,
the Weber Kettle.
Yep. Weber Stealth Fire.
The Weber Kettle can be a very good grill.
I love them. I got 2 Weber kettles.
Spider-Man's Weber.
I like Doug. Are you the one that got that Weber Stealth recently, Doug? That was you, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that Stealth is fine as frog hair, man. That thing is. It is.
I like
as fine as frog
I've seen the
hair.
color, and I got a bias. I don't need it, but I want it.
I don't need it either, but I got to admit I'm tempted to buy it. But it's fine as frog hair. I like that all black, the black legs and everything.
The hardware being all blacked out, it's cool as shit.
I think so too.
So that actually my snake fit in there.
Great. If it had a flip top, great. Probably would have walked home with it that day.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't make it on the whatever they call it, the Master Touch version or the Deluxe. That's it's just the basic Weber. And I don't know if they're worried about that if that ash catch system, the paint would wear off on it or something because it gets hot. It's closer to the grill.
Know, but my Weber is the basic model with the old disc that catches the ashes.
That's what this one is.
I think it can cook as well as one that doesn't, and it doesn't bother me one bit. So it's got a thermometer on it. The regular Weber doesn't have a thermometer, so
yeah, that's true.
Cool. But they could have put the flip up grade in it to update it, or they could have put a black porcelainized grade in it, and then it would be really fine as frog hair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check out this frog hair stuff, man.
I like the blackjack, the Oklahoma blackjack.
But is it worth $60 more than the Weber basic Weber?
Not to me, but to somebody who's rich enough to buy bacon grease, it probably is.
Well, I got, and the thing is, my buddy gave me bacon grease, so I had extra money to buy it.
Oh, okay.
Since he did that, it saved me.
I can buy a new grill.
Yeah. The
I
cost
mean,
of
if you can afford bacon grease
is kicking my ass.
So what my question for you is, Doug, is what you do with the great bacon grease after you used it?
Throw this shit away.
Why do you save it?
Wow. It's on the griddle most of the time.
Well, so is the bacon grease for the bacon.
Now, like,
well, that's why I cook it. That's why I cook it in a skillet. After cooking the bacon, you little cheesecloth and a jar. Yeah, I drink wine from a jelly jar, and it's through the cheesecloth, and you got your bacon grease. I got a few mason jars with bacon grease and lard and stuff like that.
I've got one of those kettles upstairs that's got the filter already built into it, so you just pour it in there and it settles on the bottom. I found that. So
Very
so
cool.
you guys didn't know I got rid of that refrigerator. It's in the garage, and that was one of the only things left in the garage was that grease cup that I used to hold the grease or keep the grease.
Ryan, you cleaning that garage out?
That's just getting clean. It's clean. It's reorganized. That refrigerator's gone. So, but there's a lot of stuff going to the donation this week.
Yeah.
So,
Now, Big
Fellas,
Lou,
I
what
gotta
kind of
go check
drum
my
smoker
butt.
do you have?
go check your ass.
Yeah, I gotta go check
Go
my
check
butt
your
out on the
pig
grill.
butt. Your pig
All
butt.
right.
Go get your pig butt.
Yeah, don't get caught playing with your butt on camera.
No, I cleaned it out last week. I've used that smoker a few times, but I haven't made no videos on the smoker yet. But I could have made a video on those freaking those fajitas I made Friday, but I didn't. But man, those fajitas were so good. Oh my Lord, I ate 6 or 7 of those damn things.
Oh, we went to my sister and brother-in-law were in town. My sister had to get some MRIs done at Missouri Baptist. So we met them at 54th Street Grill.
Yep.
And my brother-in-law got fajitas, and they serve it on the cast iron heated plate.
Yeah,
I'm like, I need to get some of those. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I got a couple of those. Not the ones they got, but I got one of the small ones. I'd like to get a couple more small ones, but they come out sizzling.
I'd like to get that for home. And
yeah.
what's you
For
got there?
I don't know.
Hey, fellas.
Yeah.
My pork butt is at 202 and my grill's still around 247. But I'm gonna go get that off the grill and I'll be back in just a minute because
Nope.
Okay.
Go do what you gotta do.
All right.
We're not. Yeah, it's done. What the hell is he doing? What's Rob doing?
I don't know.
He's walking like he's on freaking Abbey Lane or something.
Yeah. He's trying to walk like an Egyptian.
Something like that. What are you, Rob? Rob, what are you doing?
I had an Amazon delivery.
Well, couldn't have waited.
No, I don't want somebody stealing it.
So you live in that kind of a neighborhood?
Every neighborhood's that kind of neighborhood. People steal your stuff.
They don't. Whenever you say you got a shotgun freaking pointing at their head.
Thank God. Thank God
your
Vivor didn't get stolen.
right.
I know. I would have been pissed. I love the Vivor.
Dude.
Loved it. I love it,
Dude.
So when you made those first smash burgers, Rob, when you flipped that burger, were you like, "Holy shit"?
Yeah,
That's the way I was.
I don't know if you can tell in the video. I want to say goodbye to Fred. Fred's leaving. Mr. Mega, Fred Zeppelin. He's leaving. Wife's going to eat dinner. So I'm going to go eat. Thanks, Fred, for showing up, man. Yeah, I felt bad eating it in front of Dawn
Yeah.
while I was doing the video because she's been bugging the crap out of me to have them. And
Well, Rob, you could have cut it in half.
But she didn't like mustard, I'm sure.
no, she likes the mustard.
Oh, I hate mustard. God,
She
I
needs
hate
to do like on the Flat Top King, his wife that's filming.
Yeah.
She'll stick her hand out and say, "Here, give me some, give me some."
eat some.
Yeah.
Chomp.
I'll do that. I'll do that for her. But yeah, as soon as I got done with the video, I gave her the one that I was eating. Yeah, she was loving them. Everybody loved them. They were the best. You guys
They're
were
the best. I told you you'll never
It
go
makes a
back to the
difference
Blackstone.
when you get that dark, deep, rich crust on there.
You'll never go back to the Blackstone, man.
Yeah, I ended up cooking like I don't know how many, 15 of them.
Oh, did you?
After the video, oh yeah.
Now, how did
shitload
it
of-
do? Did you cook them back to back,
I just cooked them right after another.
and then they all came out with
Yep.
good crust?
Yeah, I
Not
just
great heat
scraped that.
retention.
I just scraped that grease off and just throw another one down and smash it and scrape
Oh,
the grease out.
Yeah, like
Oh,
that, that picture I sent you guys. You were wondering, but yeah, it by the end of it, I think the picture was like the last two I was doing, and yeah, it started building up a little bit on it. But I just scraped that crap off and washed it off with Dawn and rinsed it off with water.
But if you spray it with water during that cook, all that stuff just comes right up.
Oh, okay.
And then I did get a squeegee, man. That squeegee's a lifesaver.
Yeah, I was telling Dawn that you guys had that squeegee. I did order some of that griddle cleaner from Amazon, that food safes.
Yeah.
Food. So I got a bottle of that, but
And if you go to Sam's to get that stuff at Sam's, it's cheap.
I'm gonna have to go to that Sam's
Okay.
and get some of that stuff too.
yeah, that stuff wasn't cheap, but I
No.
figured I don't get up to Sam's too often, but when I go next time,
It's like a
I'll get some.
3-pack of bottles for $10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
cheap.
that's way less expensive.
You
I don't
got to
s-
use it. Now, the stuff you bought, you use it like at 350 degrees. You do it when it's hot.
Yeah.
The best is to put like a cup of ice on it and let that melt down, and then squirt some of that cleaner on there and kind of mix it around and just let it sizzle on there for, a minute or two.
Oh,
And I just have like a little metal scrubby, disc scrubby. And I just take tongs and scrub it down, and then you just scrape it off and water a couple times, get it nice and clean, and then it'll have some like black streak or little blackish marks. But then you take a little bit of lemon juice,
lemon
and
juice.
it
Yeah.
clears it all up, and then
Okay.
Yep.
it's
And
back.
yeah, you can buy a big bottle of that lemon juice for like $1.50 or $2. It's not.
Oh yeah, we buy lemon juice all the time just to put in water, but here, let me
It
grab.
loses its. Now it does lose its. It has a, like when you first had it. It's got that initial shine to it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
loses its shine, but
It
it's
loses
still
its shine,
good.
but yeah.
I don't care about that. Here, let me
Sometimes-
grab that
sometimes
bottle.
I
I'll
do.
show you.
Sometimes I do. I like the thing to shine.
I thought about buffing mine.
But what do you buff it with, though? I mean, just a
I
regular
don't know.
buffer?
Is there a food safe count?
I don't know. You know what? There's a guy that
Oh, here.
that gas station
cool.
up the street. I'm gonna have to ask him what he uses on his, because every time I go in there, his is shiny and silver as it did when it first came out of the damn box.
Now, Rob, does that say is that high temp?
Let me see. Yeah, it says they have it at like 325.
Okay, yeah, it's a high temp cleaner.
So, what's the one at Amazon or the one at
Isn't
Sam's?
that lower temp?
Yeah, it's like a general oven, griddle, fryer cleaner, but it's and the reason it's lower temp because it's more water based, or it's in a spray. It's not that thick, so it evaporates if you try to do it too hot.
Right.
So
I
that's
knew
why
it was. I knew it was a lower temp.
yeah. So around 200 degrees. That was good.
Nobody's watching my video anyway.
But if you put your ice down first and then spray it on there, that way it gives us some water to mix with, and
Okay.
That's right.
But
Nobody's
no one's
my
watching your
videos either.
Vivor.
Say what? No,
No
no
one's-
one's what.
It will. That'll be a video that'll slowly gain.
Yeah, the first
Most
one I did.
videos do.
The first one I did, introducing it and telling folks how you got it for me. It's creeping up a little bit, but I mean,
I got $4.79 on mine on the
But
very
you'll
first
be amazed.
cook.
Like if you don't pay attention, then you go look back and it'll be like 200 views more. They just slowly creep.
it's funny when you go on YouTube and you search just smash burgers on the Vivor. Ryan's one of the first videos to show up.
Is
Oh,
it?
nice.
Yeah, at least
I've
on mine.
never made a video where I just called it Smash Burgers on the Vivor.
Oh,
Like every Smash Burger video I've made on here is like a recipe of some sort, like a
Well,
yeah.
yeah. So I got.
Freddy's steak burger or whatever they called it, or these different restaurant ones. But I never made one say, "Oh, here's how you make a smash burger on the Vivor."
Well, I didn't
need
even do
to.
that. It just says Vivor 22-inch griddle first cooked smash burgers. It's all it says. I guess mine's the first one that popped up. You said, Rob?
It's one of the first. Like when you're scrolling down, it only takes 3 or 4 videos, and then yours is right there. So it's in the top 5.
I want to
think.
do a smash burger showdown between like four or five of my griddles to show the difference between.
Oh yeah,
like a
Oh, yeah.
heavily like a griddle I've had a long time that's super seasoned, opposed to a griddle that's hadn't been cooked on that much, to the Vivor non-seasoned.
The
Gosh, look-
Vivor is going to win every time.
Oh, I know it'll win. The cheapest grill will kick my $1,000 grill's ass.
Yeah. Every
You
How
know
time.
much
who's
they
coming out
cost?
$107 shipped to you from Vivor. Well, right
Or,
now.
I mean, I got mine. I got mine on Amazon. I
Now
think,
it's
so-
Chinese company, so depending if how long the tariffs last before.
But let me
They
look
work that out.
because we got ours. We got ours on
Because
Amazon.
Temu said they're going to start raising prices,
I believe it. Yeah,
but I mean that won't
Well-
last very long.
that's why you got to buy an Old Smoky.
I got my pork butt off the Old Smoky just now. It was 249 was the grill temp, and 203 was the pork butt temp. And
there you go.
So my son's getting older. My just got to wait 30 minutes for it. So
what the hell?
Hey Lou, did you do that on your 22 inch?
Yeah, my 22 with the large vortex. You could use a steel mixing bowl if you had it, you know.
If you're interested in buying one, Lou, I'll send you I have a link. I make like $5 off of it.
Well, they're like 122 on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I have an affiliate.
If I buy one, I'll purchase it from your affiliate. I generally try to do that with YouTubers that I work with or watch or whatever. I try to use their affiliate links when I buy stuff. And I don't buy stuff a lot, but
Rich bought his off of his.
We may get this V4 popular as more and more people get them.
Well, but as long as they don't season it, that's the problem. Everybody wants.
Well, I mean, it's still a good grill if you season it. I mean,
well, yeah, but it just kind of ruins the whole thing.
But everybody hated on me for seasoning it. But
I haven't.
I have a background working in restaurants with, and then well, it's this and that. I'm like, no, it's not. And then they're like, well, commercial grills are stainless steel. Well, not all of them are. Not the cheap ones.
I haven't seen no comments on that yet.
But let me tell you, who's coming out of the cool grill or griddle is oh my god, Napoleon.
Yeah, we talked about that.
A 30-inch 4-burner stainless steel top for $8.99.
Ooh,
that's gonna
Napoleon out of Canada. They make some good stuff.
15-year warranty on it. That's gonna impede in Traeger and Halo. Halos are $1,000 regular price. Traegers are $900.
It's hot outside.
What's the temp out there?
It's about 90. I don't know, but it was about 90 degrees and about 90% humidity.
Yeah,
it's summer's here in Louisiana. I'm telling you, it's hot.
Yeah,
not here.
So as I had,
it was like high.
I'm a brag. You'll see it on the video when I post this video, but I got 3.5 black briquettes left on the charcoal snake.
Really?
Oh, nice.
3 totally black and 1 half burned on so
how do you do you do like do you do a row of 2 and then 1 row on top, or?
I didn't today. I just kind of put the vortex in there and just kind of poured it around and then just kind of spread it where it looked kind of even. I didn't count today. Sometimes I've stacked it and counted it, and I did not today. I just poured it. I've cooked on that grill so much that I kind of know, and I just kind of poured them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always even. Sometimes I like during the cook today. Let's say I put it. It's what 7:30, 8 Central Time. I put it on about 11:50, just before noon. So almost 8 hours. And I've cooked on that grill so much, I kind of knew it. So I didn't, the large vortex kept it in between the sides and everything. So I didn't actually count it or stack it, but I knew about how far I needed to go for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And got three that aren't lit yet. And of course they burn out. 3 that weren't lit and 1 that was lit on the side, and everything else was white over. So
nice.
That were still black. So 3.5 black charcoals left.
That's perfection right there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to boast. I'm not trying to brag. You'll see it when this video comes out, but that's what I had on the thing. So I was proud of myself on that one.
What's the video going to be called? Best snake method ever?
I think I'm just going to call it pulled pork on Old Smoky with vortex or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like I said, you don't need the vortex for this. You could use a steel mixing bowl. I put the vortex and a pop pan down in the center. The vortex is best cone up to steer steaks, but as long as you got it, it works for low and slow when it's inverted,
Yeah, I want to do I've never done a vortex yet, but because I don't have a vortex, but I can do it with that snake pit I bought. So I want to do, everybody does chicken wings and brags about how good the chicken wings are when you build a fire in the middle and you put it around the circumference.
It'll make good chicken wings. I've got the Oklahoma Joe's blackjack kettle, and
Uh-huh.
I bought the charcoal manager for it, which is a steel bowl device that you can kind of weave the charcoal around, but you can fill it up with charcoal
Okay.
and it puts out a lot of heat. And I did some chicken wings
Mhm.
on it recently, and they came out really good using the Oklahoma Joe's charcoal
Yeah.
manager and the blackjack kettle grill. It came out really good. So
Now, Lou, didn't you say you have a drum smoker too?
I've got
You have an
3
ugly
drum
drum, right?
smokers, and
Yeah.
I built 2 of them. Yeah. I built one from hardware store parts, and I bought the drum. It had plastic pellets in it, so it never had food in it or anything. And I built it out of hardware. And
That's the way the one I got's like that.
And then it was oh yeah, I saw that you recently got one. And
Yeah, a buddy of mine from work, him and his brothers make them.
I kept it 4 or 5 years, and it was beginning to rust and needed some repainting and everything. So I stripped it down and I took the pipes that I had on it off, and I bought a little slide door for it from udsparts.com. So that's the main change I did to it. And I put magnets over the holes where it was, and I repainted it and refurbished it and everything. And I built a shelf. I had built a shelf on it. And so I've used it another 4 or 5 years, but the basket's worn out. I've got to get a new charcoal basket for it.
Yeah.
And then I built my other one, was done in 2020 during COVID, just before my wife passed away. And it was an effort between Ugly Drum, udsparts.com, and Ugly Drum Smokers Texas. They wanted Ugly Drum Smokers Texas made some of the parts for udsparts.com, and they had a kit, and they contacted me, and they wanted me to build a drum out of their kit and paint it.
Yeah, I
and
watched that
everything.
video.
And okay, and that's the one where I got the fleur de lis for my Saints on there, the black and gold one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I built
kit.
it. Yeah, so I built that one out of the kit, and the other one I have is I haven't used it in a long time, but I want to start using it again. It's a little 30-gallon one, and it's was a rip off of the pit barrel cooker, something called Barrel House cooker. Yeah, it was called a Barrel House cooker, and I didn't know all this when I signed up with them. They had contacted me to show it off, and I was a new YouTube channel, and I was like, oh, they want to send me a smoker. Okay, that was one of the first things that somebody wanted to send me once I got over 1,000 subscribers. So I took them up on it, and then I got a lot of hate from the pit barrel folks because I was using it. But it was a good cooker, and eventually Pit Barrel bought them out because they sued them, and then they sold out to Pit Barrel, and then Pit Barrel sold them for a while. Then Pit Barrel stopped selling them, and then they took their designs and changed something. I think it's called the Badger or Beaver or something barrel. But Pit Barrel wound up buying the company. But I haven't used it in a while, but I need to. It's still good. I cleaned out my shed the other day, and I said I need to use this one again. But I usually use my 2 big ones, and basically the one that I built out of kit in 2020 is the one I use most nowadays.
Yeah.
Because
there's a company
the
in
other
Missouri.
One is worn.
There's a company called Gateway Drums that builds them in Missouri, and they're nice. I mean, they're painted real nice. They get $1,400 for them for 55 gallon.
Wow, they used to be $800 for a Gateway, but yeah, Gateways are nice, real nice. I love to cook on drum smokers. I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah, I've used it. I've used it the 3rd time today. I really love it. I'm kind of getting into it.
I love cooking.
See you, Strong Adventures.
I don't want to offend anybody, but a lot of money, time, and effort is made in trying to make smoke go sideways. And so if you've got an offset stick burner, like the Oklahoma Joe's Highland or one of the fancy ones like the Yoders or whatever, and you got your offset firebox, you're trying to make smoke go sideways. Well, they got to use thick steel. You got to have all these gaskets, you got everything. Well, where does smoke normally want to go? Up. So if you use an ugly drum smoker, just put the meat way up above the fire, or a bullet smoker like a Weber Smoky Mountain or something like that. Any vertical smoker, makes a lot of sense because smoke wants to go up. There's a lot of money spent making smoke go sideways. You know, smoke doesn't want to go sideways. So, yeah, offset smokers make good barbecue. They really do, especially if you're burning all wood in them. But they're expensive and a lot of money to make smoke go sideways. But ugly drum smokers make smoke go up. So it makes sense. You don't have to have as thick as steel. You don't have to have as you don't have to worry about them leaking as much or whatever because smoke's going to go up. You know.
Have you ever heard of TMG pits in Tennessee?
I haven't.
Anyways, they build real cool out of, you know, like the big ass smokers, like, you know, 250 gallon, 500 gallon, 1,000-gallon tanks. They build some.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's like that's for the people that buy it bacon grease, but no, it's big bucks. But like if I ever won, that's like you gotta win the lottery because these guys will buy a tailgating rig from them for, you know, they'll spend 40 grand on this big old cooker. They'll have a big 500-gallon on it. They'll have a Santa Maria. They'll have a griddle. They'll have a deep fryer. It wraps around this 25-foot trailer. Cookers all the way around the whole thing. It's wild. But
you got to be rich if you buy bacon grease. I'm just saying.
I know.
You buy bacon, you get free grease.
Good.
You ought to do a soundbite for that, Ryan. We'll keep that in all our live feeds.
I'll have to make it.
Okie Smoking is here. Hi, John.
Hey, John, I'll send you the link to the Vivor.
Strong's Adventures are taking off. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping by.
By Strong's. He's a Louisiana boy too. He's up there. He's a Yankee Louisiana boy up there near Shreveport, you know, way up north near Shreveport.
I've been to Baton Rouge once, Big Lou. Back when I lived in New York, my company sent me down there for some training, and I was like, wow, this is different.
That's the city of my birth, man. I grew up there. I used to teach in Baton Rouge schools. I grew up a little east of there, went to school a little east of there, but I got 4 grandparents buried in Baton Rouge, and I've got aunts and cousins and all that still live in Baton Rouge. And I love that city. That's really what I identify as my hometown. I mean, I grew up a little further east and a little further north of New Orleans, but I always went to Baton Rouge during the summers, and I lived there as a young adult in my 20s and early 30s. And I moved to West Louisiana. So that'll be 20 years ago this August. Right before Hurricane Katrina, I moved to West Louisiana. And I've been living here, raised my family here. My son was born when we were here. So I live about 3 miles from the Texas border. And
okay.
I don't know if y'all know where Lake Charles, Louisiana is, but Lake Charles is in West. I'm a 2.5-hour drive to Houston. And so if you went northeast from Houston or east by northeast from Houston, you'd get to where I am right as you cross the Louisiana border.
Isn't that where Rich is at, Houston?
I think so.
A lot of people are in Houston. I don't know. But anyway.
Rich is in Houston.
I'm a 45-minute drive from Beaumont, Texas, and I grew up on the east side of Louisiana. And so I grew up like right in the toe of the Louisiana Boot. I grew up like 1 mile west of Mississippi and 6 miles south of Mississippi. You know, Louisiana looks like a boot. I grew up there, but I was born in Baton Rouge, and all my family was in Baton Rouge. I was about 100 miles from Baton Rouge. And then as an adult, I got a job teaching school in Baton Rouge, and I taught in Baton Rouge schools for 9 or 10 years. And then I moved over here to West Louisiana. Before I was a school teacher, I worked in radio and television. I did a lot of cable television commercials and voiceovers, and I had a morning show at a country music radio station. And I went to college at Southern Miss in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So, but anyway, I work about 3 miles from Texas, and I live about 15 miles from Texas. My backyard faces west and sunsets. Okay. So if you watch my videos and you see my big backyard, then Texas just 15 miles from that. So that's where I live. That's my story.
All right. How big are you?
I've never lived in North Louisiana, but my daughter went to, I'm about 6'3" and a quarter now, but when I was younger, I was 6'4".
Okay.
and I weigh about 350 pounds.
Man, Rob,
way
you're rude.
way too much.
Well,
Rude,
no,
Rob.
I was talking about his weight. I says height because Ryan's what 6'5", Doug's like 6'9" or something.
6'3".
Whatever.
Ryan's taller than me. 6'9".
Well,
I'm the shorty of the group.
big.
Well,
I'll tell you how I got the Big Lou nickname. We had a when I was in 7th grade at the junior high I went to, before I went to Catholic school, junior high I went to, I had an old black man named Mr. Adams taught me history. And he had an old Southern black dialect. And he put an R in all kind of words where they don't have an R. Like it'd say wash instead of wash. And
wash or wash.
Yeah, he called wash. And he called me Lurs. My last name is Lewis, Lewis. And he called me Lurs. And I was very disorganized in 7th grade. And I didn't ever have my stuff with me. And one day he said, Lurs, if you bring a pencil tomorrow, I'll give you some extra perks. Well, the kids just got a kick out of that. And so I got called Lurs. And then I had him again when I went to high school. He had moved from the junior high to the high school. And when I was in high school, I had him again in 9th or 10th grade, and he still called me Lurs. And then my little brother came to high school when I was a junior in high school. My little brother came, and he started calling my little brother Little Lurs. Lil Lurs. And he hated being called Lil Lurs. Well, when you're in high school and you hate being called a name, what's going to happen? Especially when you're in 9th grade, right? So everybody started calling my brother. Everybody started calling my brother Lil Lurs. And he hated it. And the more he hated it, the more they called him Lil Lurs. Well, since I was his older brother, they started calling me Big Lurs. Well, eventually the R got dropped out of it. I was Big Lewis. And then high school kids don't like to use 2-syllable last names. And it just became Big Lou. And that by the time I was in 11th or 12th grade, that's how I got the name. Now, my brother eventually, once he got out of Mr. Adams's class, he dropped the Little Lewis. But I got called Big Lewis because Mr. Adams was calling my brother Little Lewis. But he pronounced it Lurs. So that's how I've used Big Lou as a. Yeah, I've used it. It's my chess handle on chess.com is Big Lou. If any of y'all play chess, I'm Big Lou. And I've been there since 2009 when it was first starting. I've got emails at Big Lou to go back to the early days of the internet or whatever. I've just used it for a long, long time. So it was obvious that that's what I would use as going by Robert Lewis Cooking wouldn't sound as good. So, and it rhymed with barbecue. So that's what I came up with. And I like to cook in my backyard. So that's what I did. So I've been Big Lou for a long time. So
very cool.
Mainly because my little brother was Little Lewis at one time, but he hasn't been since Reagan was president,
Little Lurs.
Little Lou.
Lil Lurs. He hated it. They would tease him with it. And he was only in 9th grade.
That's funny.
I would tease him with it because I was his older brother. And anyway, so that's the story of how I got that nickname. So it works, And then there's this guy on Radio Y that he's going to spell his name L-O-U, like L-O-U-I-S, like in Louisiana, Lewis. But he's Big Lou. He's on meds too. And so I teach high school and the kids will tell me that
commercial. I know that commercial.
Yeah,
I heard it on the radio.
I'll get mad at a kid or something like that, and I say, "Big Lou, he's on meds too." So
he's like you. Anyway. Big Lou's on meds too.
Yeah, he's like me. It's a different Big Lou. He spells his name L-O-U. Like the French way, not the English way.
That's funny.
So Big Lou, you like to do a lot of turkey. Real name,
I love turkey.
Oh, go on.
I absolutely love turkey. Keep going.
Me too.
I got 2 turkeys living at home. Right
I was going to say, what's your favorite way to make it?
Don't I know it?
Man, I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's because my birthday's in late November near Thanksgiving or whatever. But I like deep fried turkey, but the oil is very expensive and it can get very messy. I love the smoked turkeys. I love smoked turkey. I like oven baked turkey. I like them in those roaster ovens. I like them,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
No, you like all turkey. You
basically
never
on a big
seen a
crock
turkey
pot
you
thing.
didn't like.
But I guess my favorite way is one because of and two because it really does imitate fried turkey. Is the Big Easy oilless
Big
turkey
Easy,
fryer?
yeah,
They now call
yeah.
them Big Easy air
Uh-huh.
fryer, and
I know. I've seen watched some of your videos.
that's because it's so easy to cook a good turkey in that thing, and it
Yeah.
tastes almost like fried turkey. But when you get down toward the rib cage and down inside it, it's not quite like fried turkey, because if you deep fry turkey, you drop it in the oil and it goes
Yeah.
inside the cavity and
It
it
goes
fries from the
inside. It's cooking
inside
it.
out and the
Yep.
outside in. So
Yep.
when you use it in that Big Easy oilless fryer, the outside of the turkey and the skin tastes like fried turkey, but as you get further in, it tastes a little more like roast turkey. So it doesn't taste quite like that. But the good thing is you can still use a carcass to make a turkey stock or a turkey chili or whatever, or turkey gumbo we make down here. Whereas if you deep fry turkey, you can't use that carcass to make any kind of stock with, because it's all gone out in the
Yeah.
oil that you deep fried in.
Now, have you
But deep
tried? I've
frying
seen
turkey
some
is
people.
a lot of fun.
I've seen some people do it. Boil a turkey like you do boil it in a season like you do a crawfish or a shrimp boil.
I've never done that.
I've seen
No,
some
think
people
of-
do it. My dad passed away, but he always wanted me. He loved shrimp boils and stuff like that. He always wanted me to cook one like that. I mean, you don't get a good skin on it, but
I've never done one like that. I also have a Old Smoky electric smoker, and it took me a while to get turkeys right in it, but it does a good job with making the turkeys taste good. They don't look good when they come out of it because the skin's all cracked, but they taste good. But yeah, I like smoked turkey a lot, and if it's done right, if you don't do smoked turkeys well, they go out. I will say this for everybody that cooks turkeys at Thanksgiving time. I've cooked a lot of turkeys that I just have. And I think injecting turkeys is better than brining them. Might not
there's always a
make the
debate about
meat
that.
quite as good, but everything's got a cost benefit analysis, and your opportunity cost and your cost benefit analysis, from taking an economic standpoint from it. It takes a lot of resources and a lot of time to brine a turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And its bottle of injectable marinade, even if you don't make it yourself, is fairly cheap. And you can inject it in about 30 minutes before you cook it, whether you smoke it or deep fry it or whatever. And it's going to be very, very juicy. Maybe it's not quite as juicy as brined, but the effort and resources that you didn't use to put into brining it's well worth the effort just to inject it. I don't brine turkeys. I have, but you got to get a big container or bucket or cooler, and you got to get oranges and apples and cloves and everything that they put in the brine, brown sugar and everything, and the salt, and you got to sit it there for 24 hours or more, and then you got to take it out, and then you got to dry it. Where you could just cut the bag open if it's defrosted, cut the bag open, inject it, season the outside, deep fry it or smoke it or whatever, and your turkey's delicious. And maybe it's not quite as good as brine, but the effort you put into it is close enough. It's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
The Turkey Authority.
I just got some injectors. I did those chickens this week.
Oh yeah.
Injected those
How'd your chickens come out?
They did okay. I think I still got there's a learning curve on that stuff. I don't think I'd put it in that pan, or else I don't think I would have had as much juice in that pan while I cooked it.
Get a couple of beer butt chicken holders. Yeah, stand it up in the pan.
There you go.
That was my first cook on the Old Smoky, was that beer can chicken.
The beer can chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think all the juices that started to sway, it filled up those pans, and it didn't do as well as I thought it would do. And I started, and this is probably my fault because my last part of my name is new, but I started the chickens out with the breast down, and then finished with the breast up. But I don't know if I even had to do that. But like I said, I didn't do a video on it because I knew it was may not screw it up, and I get laughed at enough. I don't want to get laughed at more.
I know that feeling.
So it was one of those trial and error things. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't know. It's just stuff I gotta learn on
The
it.
chicken was still good, I'm sure.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
get
it
me
looked
wrong.
really good.
Can't beat cooking a whole chicken.
No.
It's just so much better.
Yeah.
than
Well,
like-
and
So
those
chicken
two
was
hit.
good.
Yeah. Those two hits were only like $6. So I was
Yeah.
like, well,
Oh yeah.
it
That's
was
a
worth
good
the $12 to fail.
I smoked my
That's a good deal for chickens
my-
nowadays.
Yeah.
I smoked my turkey breast today that I got for $1.04 from Walmart.
Oh, that ones you were telling us
Oh,
about.
wow.
Yeah. So Big Lou, funny story. I like on my drum smoker, I smoked a bone-in turkey breast because I take it, cool it down, slice it up, make sandwich meat with it for work. And it was really good. I'm like, oh, this is really good. So I'm gonna go buy me another one. So I'm at Walmart, I grab a turkey, frozen turkey breast, bone in, and not paying attention to it. And I go self-checkout, and it's the last thing I got to check out, and it doesn't have the tag on it. I'm like, damn. So there's some lady working there, and she's like, yeah, just go over to one of the registers with the person there, and they can ring you out. So I did. I go, yeah, it doesn't have the tag. So he takes some code off it, puts it in, and I guess he charges me just for 1 pound. I'm like, I go, I think it's supposed to be times by the pound. He's like, oh, no. This is it. It's 98 cents. I said, all right, and I'll take it. $1.04 with tax. So I got my $1.04 turkey breast.
That's
It makes
fantastic.
it taste even better.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is you could get yourself
That
a
saves so
roasted
much
chicken
money.
and-
You could buy. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Save so much.
I was going to say that saves so
well, I
much
was-
money. You could buy bacon grease.
Yeah.
Making up.
Yeah.
So you could almost buy a roasted chicken already done at Walmart for less than you can to buy a whole chicken and take it home.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Or
sucks
Sam's or
about-
Costco.
Right. It's like what
About
the hell?
$5 every day.
What are we doing here?
I'd never buy a rotisserie chicken. If I get one, it's from Costco or Sam's.
Right. Well,
Guys, how
Well,
late do
just
you
say,
normally
it's
go
just-
on this show?
we go till whenever everybody's tired or Rob goes to bed.
Goes till Rob goes to bed. Hey, hey, Big Lou, Al Lunacy Queuing is here. He said hi.
I mean, we can wrap
Hey,
it up
Alan,
now if you're
he's
ready to
awesome.
go.
Yeah,
Now I
he
got-
is
Well,
awesome.
I've
I
got
got
2
some
hours,
meat to slice.
and I got to go pull that pork. My son's 8 o'clock, and so I'm gonna
yeah.
check out. But I really
Good.
appreciate the
no,
opportunity
you're
on this
good.
podcast or interview show, whatever you call it,
Live
shit show,
show.
whatever you call it. But
The shit
Yeah.
show.
yeah,
You'll have to
I've
do it
really
again,
enjoyed
Lou.
being here and getting to know y'all. Well, please let's do it again. I had a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah.
And maybe I can
For
stay
sure.
longer next
No
time.
problem.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
good.
Thank y'all. Hey, everybody
Thanks,
in the
Robert.
chat.
All right.
Thank y'all very much.
Good to have you,
Appreciate
Big
it.
Lou.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right. I guess we're gonna go, guys.
Yeah, I got to slice my turkey and
Yeah, he's got a slice
Fried
of
chips up.
turkey.
All right. Slice the turkey. I'm
Yeah.
gonna end this. I'm gonna end the stream. Okay.
What?
Three,
really?
two,
wait,
and-
wait a
no,
minute.
Wait,
Hang-
wait,
Wait
wait,
a
wait,
minute. Wait, I always leave first. Come on.